Hello and welcome to Managerzone's Tips and Tricks. Today I will discuss about the transfer and how to get as good as possible there to give you a good chance to build a strong team. Okay, so two important parts of the transfer is your transfer market that you find here under club and transfers, and then the shortlist. In the shortlist, you will find every single players that you have marked as binoculars, and if they are on the transfer, they will also pop up here under place bids. Under the transfer market here, normally what I use is nationality, if it's like domestic or foreign players. I use latest bid. Sometimes you have a budget that you don't want to see any players that are worth higher, and then you put in the number here. So let's say you have 1 million euros you can spend at most for a player. You put that in, and if you have let's say 200,000 euros at most to spend, and some specific here, maybe you want at least 9 tackles, you can put it in here. It's very good when you're on a budget to use that, because then you have less players to go through. Also, of course, the age per season, they are both the same, but the age I use a lot depending on what I'm looking for. And also the total number of skill balls here. When you drag this, you can see it goes with 10 at a time. If say you want a 19-year-old, you do like this, and it has at least 45, then you can't drag it to there. So then you have to mark it, remove, and just type 45, and then you can actually search for that if you want to. Okay, so now when we have all the tools that we need for the transfer, what player should I buy? Is this a good player to buy? Is this a good player to buy? Is this a good player to buy? Well, to answer those questions, I have to say that we have to go to this document. First of all, you need to have a strategy, like get a plan in order. Is your plan to build a strong U21 team? Is it to get stronger on the seniors? Is it to build money, or is it a combination? No matter what it is, get a plan, stick to your plan, and then don't rush things. Have patience. Because if you don't have patience with your plan, you don't know if the plan works. You have nothing to change. And then when you have set the plan you want to do, a good thing to do first is learn niches of the transfers. And with that, I mean like learn the different prices between ages. I think it's a pretty huge difference between 19 to 21, and then to 22 to 23, and then 24 to 26, 27 to 29, they are pretty similar, and then 30 to 37 are pretty similar. But between all of these ages, there are a little bit of a price gap, even though the players look pretty much the same. So learn a specific range, understand what sells, and what determines the price is basically the age, the potential of the player, the number of balls it has, the training speed, and of course the price. But this 4 defines the price. And what I suggest is when you start within one range, so you understand that before you try to bid on the next, because something that could be a really good buy here, let's say we have an 8 speed, 8 stamina, 9 tackle player up here, could be worth a lot. And then when he's like 30 years old and he still looks pretty much the same, he will not be worth that much at all. So just remember Every single skill balls can have a huge impact on the value, so you need to spend time on the transfer, on type of player you want, and see many of them sell before you actually know the prices. Otherwise, you will risk of lose a lot of money, and that's most likely nothing you want to do. Another good thing that you can do here on the transfer is actually to go to, if you click on the player's name here, you can see here, let's take some older players instead that has been sold a few times. So let's see something. Okay, let's say this one. So this is going for 1.4 million, and if we check here, he's sold for 700,000, almost 800 before. So you can see it has gone up in value, even though it's pretty close to 30, where it's starting to lose value most of the time. But this can be a nice indicator. I'm not saying that that is the price you should get. If you paid it, it's not certain you get it, and sometimes the player is for sure worth more, but that could be a good baseline to understand like how much should this go for. Like this says 5 million here, and last time it sold for 1 million, and it's 22 years old now. So maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, but it can be a nice way to get some kind of reference for that player. On top of that, I have not that much more to say, more than you need to spend time to be able to understand, because one single attribute difference can make a huge difference. But just to say, speed and stamina, if you want to have a really high value, most of the time you want both to be 8 or more, no matter what age they are, because the physics of the player is really important for most of the teams. Then depending on what age they are, the play intelligence makes a huge role. So the 3 first is when I look at the players, what I look at first, so I know if it's worth investing or if I want to use them or not. I can see that pretty quick. Okay, good luck, and if you have any questions, put it down in a comment or contact me on Managerzone. Bye.